Hey, it's Chaim with Verge. I'm here at IFA 2018 with Motorola's new phones. We have the Motorola One and the Motorola One Power. They're new bezel-less mid-range Android phones. They run Android One, and the big thing is that they have an iPhone X style notched display, but at like a much lower price point. The Moto One is going to be more widely available. It'll be available in Europe, Latin America, and Asia starting in October for €299, which works out to like $350 US, which is really cheap for a phone where you're getting this kind of form factor. And at that price, it's honestly pretty great. The two phones are pretty similar. The Motorola One is smaller with a 5.9-inch screen, and the design is a bit different. It has Gorilla Glass 2.5 on both sides with a metal frame. On the other hand, you have the Motorola One Power, which will, again, only be available in India. It's bigger with a 6.2-inch screen that's a bit of a higher resolution, and it swaps out the frame from the glass on both sides to metal on the back. And top has a headphone jack, which is unfortunately a little rare to see on phones these days and extremely welcome here. The rear cameras on the Motorola One are dual 13-megapixel shooters. The front camera is an 8-megapixel selfie cam. The Motorola One Power for India bumps those both up a bit. The rear cameras are upgraded to 16-megapixel lenses, and the front-facing camera is 12 megapixels. Both phones will be shipping with Android 8.1 Oreo, running the Android One version, which Google promises security updates for at least 3 years. Being Motorola phones, they're also running pretty close to stock Android with a couple of enhancements here and there. But both phones should be getting Android 9.0 Pie in the near future, which should have additional software enhancements, especially for those notched bezels on top. In terms of processor, the Android One has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625, while the One Power has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 636. Again, these aren't quite top-of-the-line processors, but for a mid-range Android phone at the price points that these are reaching, it's pretty much in line with what you'd expect with the rest of the market. Storage and memory are also pretty good. Both phones come with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage out of the box, which can be expanded up to 256 gigabytes with microSD cards. So I'm holding the iPhone X and the Motorola One, and honestly, I'm really impressed with the Motorola One. Again, it's not quite the same level of fit and polish that you'd expect from the iPhone. The screen isn't quite as seamless with the sides. The screen on the iPhone obviously has much higher pixel density. It's brighter, it's an OLED screen, the colors are a little better. But for the price that this costs, which is again, €299, around $350 in America, it's a really impressive piece of hardware. For a mid-range Android phone that has this kind of design and polish, Motorola seems to have something really impressive on its hands here. And when you add in the fact that it's running Android One, which is, again, nearly stock Android with just a couple of Motorola's enhancements here and there, it's a really just great experience that you don't usually see from Android phones at this price range. There's no extra, bloatware installed. It's just Android the way you'd want it. And right now, just quickly, it does feel pretty snappy. The Motorola One is set to come out in Europe, Asia, and Latin America starting in October for €299. The Motorola One Power will only be available in India at a later date. And honestly, if it came to America, I'd probably buy one. On the back, you have also a fingerprint scanner, which is useful. Right side of the phone, you have your useful volume power buttons. Bottom is speaker, USB-C charging, which is great. Right side is where the SIM card slot is, and top has a headphone jack,